Hi guys, welcome to Encantos where science and mystic come together. Today we are going to talk about the magic properties of rose and we are going to make some magical preparations. We are going to make a sachet, a tincture and a self-love spell. And we are going to talk about how we can use rose in our magical practice. The information that I bring you today is from the books of Scott Cunningham and I'm going to leave a link for those in the description box down below if you want to check those books out. They are really good, you should check them. Despite not being scientifically proven, the truth is that throughout history, shamans and healers always used plants, such in medicinal preparations and in magical preparations. Medicinal preparations to treat our body and magical preparations to treat our soul and our spirit. There are no scientific studies done about the magical properties of plants, but there are others very interesting scientific studies done about other abilities that we humans have. And if you are a complete skeptic, I advise you to watch my video about the book of Dean Radin called Real Magic. I'm going to leave the link somewhere here for you to check it out. So usually from the rose we always use the flower petals and it is associated with the gender feminine, the planet Venus, the element water, some deities like Cupid, Isis and Adonis, and its powers are love, love divination included, healing, luck, protection and psychic powers, as it can enhance your psychic powers. It's a plant that is very associated with our emotions, mostly used in love mixtures. They say you should have a rose in your altar to give it that kind of emotional kind of side. And if you don't know what an altar is, it's basically what's like right behind me. It's the area where you make your preparations, the area where you work. The true rose water, it was very used in baths. You can drink rosebud tea after sleep and it's going to bring prophetic dreams. They say you can see your romantic future. Rose petals and rose hips are very utilized in spells and mixtures for healing, and this is actually true. There are medicinal preparations that use rose petals and rose hips for their medicinal properties. If you put a cloth with rose water in your forehead, that is really good for headaches. They are also used in mixtures to attract luck. You can use them to make protection talismans, so you can bring them with you for your own protection. If you have like rose petals spread through your house, that is very good. It relieves the stress and the tension around the house. And they say that if you have roses in your yard, it attracts fairies and they live way longer and grow better if you steal them. So let's make our magical preparations. We are going to make a sachet, and this sachet is going to be used for its smell. You can also use it in a herbal bath. I'm going to use rose, cinnamon and lavender because they complement each other. Lavender also brings love, protection and it's really good for sleep, so it has calming properties. And I'm going to use the cinnamon because it also helps with love, protection, healing and success. And what better than having success in conjunction with luck, right? So I'm sorry for the mess. I was actually doing some candles with lavender and rose. I do have an Etsy shop, however I'm only shipping for Portugal right now. For the candles I used red rose petals, but these are not as aromatic as I would like. So for our sachet I'm going to use these ones. These ones are not as pretty as the other ones, but they have a more stronger smell. And this is one of my goals for my sachet, so this is what I'm going to use. Try to use good quality herbs, okay? That is going to make all the difference. So I'm going to use this sachet and I'm going to use a spoon to measure our quantities. We are going to need 2 parts rose for 1 part lavender, because lavender has a stronger smell and I really want to be able to also smell the rose, not only the lavender, so I'm going to use different quantities. I'm actually going to use more than what I was expecting of rose. This actually shows us that they are actually harvested from a good place full of herbs. And I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, so this is enough. And I'm going to add 1 part lavender. And this is actually enough. And now we are going to add cinnamon. Cinnamon has a very strong smell also, so I'm only going to add 1 piece of cinnamon. We are going to close it and we are going to mix it a little bit. And not only it looks amazing, but you guys are not actually smelling it. It's just like amazing. So right now the stronger smell is from the lavender, but it has a little bit the touch of the rose. So this you can use later in your sleep, close to your bed, to help with the dream kind of thing, the prophetic dreams kind of thing, the being able to see your love future. You can use it in the bath so you can attract love, or you can use it as a talisman so you can bring with you to attract luck, success, and to protect your energy. So to make our tincture, we are only going to need rose petals, and I'm going to use my coffee grinder to turn them almost into dust. So the smaller the herb, the easier it is for you to extract the properties and the smell. And we are going to need alcohol with at least 80% volume. So our tincture is very easy to make. I have already my rose petals. I grinded them a little bit in my electric coffee grinder. I use the same that I use for the sachet. I'm just going to show you their size. It's not like really dust, but it's smaller, which is better and easier for us to extract what we want from them. I used 3 spoons of rose petals. I am reusing a glass bottle from witch hazel extract. And now the only thing that we are going to do is to add alcohol. You need at least 70% volume. I'm going to use ethylic alcohol with 96% volume. You need to make this as fast as you can because alcohol evaporates, okay? And this is the amount of alcohol that we added, just enough to cover our rose petals. Why not to actually fill the entire recipient? That is very easy to explain. You want the tincture to be as concentrated as possible, and this means that you use as less alcohol as possible for as more herb as possible, okay? And this is the only way to be sure that your tincture is actually concentrated. So after a couple of weeks, you are going to want to strain the rose petals out of the alcohol and You want to put the alcohol in another recipient, another glass recipient, okay, for you to store. Be careful when you're straining. It has to be really, really fast because the alcohol evaporates in contact with the air. This tincture you can use in a lot of ways. You can put it in some paper for you to write your intentions and then for you to burn in a spell. You can apply it topically. Be careful if you have sensitive skin, okay? Test it first, but you can do this before working in a spell. Or if you are going to meditate, it's really, really good also. And you can use it to put your intentions in an object, for example a candle that you are going to use later, or a tool that you use in your magical practice. Intentions are very, very important in magical practice because they are what gives your spells some sense and some objective. That is why I believe that in magic what actually works is not the spell in itself, but is actually your mind work. I think and I believe that the power, it's all in our mind. Tell me, what is your opinion on the subject? Do you believe in magic? And how do you believe it actually works? Tell me in the comments down below. So intention is actually very curious because in the supernatural realm there is also the idea that objects can hold energies, and when we are working with intentions, that's exactly what we are doing. We are charging an object with a specific energy, it being our intention. So every day that you shake the tincture, you are going to shake it with your intention. You have to be with that specific emotion that you want. Like for instance, if you want to use the tincture to attract love, you need to feel loved, okay? If you are going to use the tincture for protection, you need to feel protected when you shake it, okay? That is the main goal. And I actually never done a rose tincture, so I don't know how it's going to smell. But if you want a stronger smell, you can add it other herbs, for example lavender. Keep in mind your intention and use herbs that are in conjunction with the same intention that you want. Now, for our self-love spell, we are going to use a mirror. This is the mirror that I'm going to use, and I present to you my book collection. I love to read, so I have a lot of books, and of course, here's my tripod, right? So we are going to use a mirror, but you can use wherever it feels right for you. I have done it with glass plate and water, okay? So that's an alternative that you can use. Just use what feels right to you. So we have our mirror, and I'm going to add a white candle. This one is used, but it was for a similar effect, so that's okay, we can use it. I'm going to put it in the center, and I'm going to add rose petals, red rose petals. These are from roses that they offered me, and I dried them myself. So I'm just going to put it on top of the mirror around our candle. And now I'm going to use Ylang Ylang essential oil on our candle to get the scent that I want. I really love Ylang Ylang oil, okay? This oil actually is a therapeutic grade oil, and I really love it. For the smell, actually, it makes me feel calmer and safer and relaxed and confident, so everything that we want from this spell. Be sure to use a good essential oil, not only because of the smell that you get, it's more natural and more true, but also because of its effects, its therapeutic effects. If you like crystals, you can add rose quartz, you can add amethysts, and wherever it feels right to you, actually, you can add it. If you like, you can add more candles. I actually don't have more, so I'm going to make it more simple. For me, this is actually perfect. If you like, you can use a dish with water and you can use it instead of the mirror. And that's actually very curious because you're going to have your rose petals in your water, which means that with time their scent and their properties are going to be transferred to the water, especially if you're doing this in summer. And this is actually very, very fun because if you have more candles and you use those little tea light candles, they are going to warm up your water, and then you are going to have like your house smelling like roses because the water is going to evaporate. It's a really fun experience if you want to do it and to experiment it. It's very, very fun and very, very pleasant to smell it like all around your house. So in magic, when we use the elements like water and fire, the more we use, the more energy it's going to give to our spell. So if you want a stronger spell, you need more candles or bigger candles. And if you want a smaller spell, you don't need that much of material. You can build this spell wherever it feels like right to you. You can, for instance, use a tincture to put in the paper or to put in the candles, and in the paper you can write your intentions, and you can use those intentions, for example, to meditate. This is what I like to do with my spells. I use them in meditations. You need a space where you feel calm, and you need to empty your mind of thoughts and empty your heart of feelings. And then you are in the Zen state. And in this Zen state, you are going to focus on the feelings that you want to have from your spell. For instance, because this is a self-love spell, you are going to want to feel more confident in yourself. And that is what you are going to work on. You are going to work on feeling that feeling. And if you are working with affirmations, just run those continuously through your mind. Always in the present, never in the future. I am, not I will be. And you should do this every day for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, because that is the only way that you can make it work. Repetition. So if you do it for like a week, maybe you are not going to see any effects, but if you do this for, let's say, 2 weeks to a month, I guarantee you are going to see some pretty good results. Your spell should be in a place that you can see it, even when you are not working with it. And if you think that is a weird thing, it's not. I mean, look at our spell, it's amazing. It's like a piece of decoration. So keep in mind that it should be always in your sight, just to stimulate your subconscious. So guys, tell me if you practice magic and tell me what are your favorite preparations. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel to see what comes next. And you can also check my Instagram for more tips. I'm going to leave the link in the box down below. See you guys in the next video. Bye!